on, let me make sure we're live, because the internet's been pretty funny lately around my neck of the woods. Okay, there we go. Let me check the sound real quick, y'all, while I adjust the chat moderation. Subscribers. Okay, cool. Let me check the volume. All right, cool. All right, we are live. We is live. I really wanted to come talk about the sun conjuncting the South Node today in Virgo, because it's something that I've been sitting with very closely the past few days, and I think it's very important for us to just kind of talk about it. These are going to be quick truths, okay? They are going to be no fluff, no sugarcoating. I just want to get to the message of it, because there's not really much else to say. Or to drill or anything like that. The North Node is in Pisces. It's like either you're going to have faith or you're not. You know, either you're going to cling to the old ways or you're going to surrender and accept that you don't know what's next, but you feel something greater than yourself pulling you. And that's what a lot of this energy is. So if you are, into astrology and you have your chart when you see this, you want to check where you have Virgo, what house. You're going to check where you have Pisces, what house you have it in. The North Node is in Pisces, okay? This is the head of the dragon, right? Which means this is this desire that just never ends. It's always feeding us new adventures and feeding what the soul needs. Whereas the South Node, which is in Virgo, so find what house that is for you, is the tail of the dragon. It is the instinctual part, the part that moves just based off of reflex, right? It's the part where what is digested from the head goes out of, right? So we don't need that anymore. That part of us at least cannot lead, right? The tail does not lead. So that is what the South Node represents, the tail of the dragon, while the North Node is the head of the dragon, and we're being pushed to go into the North Node. So like I said, it's a really is you is or is you ain't type of vibe. Either you're going to surrender and have faith, or you're going to just talk about it and keep theorizing and conceptualizing about it. Okay? So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, I don't plan to be here long. It's just something that I've been sitting with, and I want to just kind of share it here. All right, so I'm going to start with Virgo. It's their birthday season. Happy solar return, Virgo. I'm going to read your... Literally, I just have little notes for you guys, and then I'll pull a couple oracle cards for you. And the notes that I have are literally like the heart of what I feel this South Node is telling you. It's up. It's up. You gotta stop it. You gotta go towards the North Node. For you guys, the North Node is in your 7th house if you're a Virgo rising, and that's the house of you and other people, your one-on-one relationships. Okay, so there is growth in relationships for you guys, true partnership. Okay. Yes, thank you for the like. Don't forget to hit the like button when you guys come in. It's greatly appreciated. Okay. Virgo. I was about to call you Taurus. Anyways, wait, let me adjust your timestamp. I'm sorry, guys, because then I'll come back and do the timestamps and then check them, and it's horrible. It's horrible. Okay, Virgo. You guys have been policing yourselves too much. Okay, policing yourself, your image, right? If this is first house, then you are policing how you show up. Okay, you're hiding stuff like what you perceive as your flaws or imperfections. And this is because you're trying to look perfect, or feel like you have to look perfect, or look super competent all the time. But that's exhausting you. Anywhere that the South Node is, and you keep leaning on those instinctual habits, it's exhausting you, right? And it's not who you are either. It is not who you are. Okay, so again, this is obsessing over your image, lots of self-criticism, even criticism, lots of criticism in your relationships. It's perfectionism, it's hiding what you think are your flaws, it's trying to over-polish your identity. When the North Node is pulling you guys towards connection, even if it feels messy to you. Okay, like you guys are being pushed into vulnerability, into letting people see you raw, into letting people see you maybe not having it all together. Like, that's what the vibes are for you guys. So let me pull the oracles for you guys too. see if they add anything else. So it's like, where can you just, yeah, I'm hearing that. Baby, I'm just trying to let my hair down. Baby, I'm just trying to let my, where can you let your hair down some? For some of you, quite literally, like the South Node in your first house could be changing how you look physically. Virgo. For Virgo. Leah, you have stand your ground with Leah. Yeah, this is really, Virgo, you really have to understand that you are enough. Like, that's what this is. Like, you are enough as you are, wherever you are, at whatever time you're at that place. Like, you are enough. There's nothing more you need to tweak or anything like that. What else for Virgo? I'm hearing it, Virgo. I'm Virgo-licious. Empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. You know, I feel like you guys really do want to go into the North Node. Like, wherever the North Node is, we want to go into there. It's just that the South Node we're so comfortable with, you know. And with the North Node being in your house of relationships, I think you do want to bond with people. I think you do want to go deeper into connection with other people, you know, really build bonds that last. And to do that, you're going to be surrendering things of yourself, blocks of yourself, walls of yourself that you've built around you, around what you feel like you can share, around how perfect you feel you have to show up. So that's what you really need to be paying attention to, okay? I know it's the conjunction is exact today, but astrology doesn't just work like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it reverberates. It's not just because, oh, we had an eclipse on, what was that, Sunday, and that's it. Anything that can happen that's related to the eclipse just happens on Sunday. No, eclipses unfold over 6 months. Okay, so for this to be happening, the nodes give us eclipses, the north and south nodes. So for this to be happening right now after an eclipse, this is something we really need to pay attention to. It's like we're not progressing if we stay in this south node energy. That's why it's very important. All right, so anyways, that's what I have for you, Virgo. Happy solar return. Have a great rest of your day. All right, let's go to Libra. Okay, Libra. Y'all have the South Node in your 12th house, and I went through that transit. It was weird. It was weird. It's a lot that I could say about that transit, but let's just focus on the Sun and the South Node conjunct today. And the bigger message for you guys is like you've been hiding inside of your busyness, right? Inside of all these duties. And there's also a silent self-sabotage that goes on in the 12th house. You know, you guys are going to really have to stop pretending that helping or serving others is enough for you. Okay? Life does not reward, you know, ghosts who don't show up. You have to step out. You have to step out into that 6th house. You have to manage the 6th house. You're comfortable staying in the 12th house energy behind the scenes, saying you're helping and not getting the recognition and this and that, or helping where it wasn't asked, or, you know, because you're comfortable in that role. Okay, this is real talk. Like, you have to go into that 6th house and work on your daily habits. You have to work on your routine, and you kind of gotta be ruthless in that. You know what I'm saying? You got to say no more every day. You got to really pour more into yourself. Okay? Because what will happen, I'm telling you, I've lived through this transit, so I'm not talking down or anything. Like, what will happen, South Node in the 12th house, you'll start being resentful. Then you'll start throwing around your weight and your energy, and you'll start projecting accountability onto other people. You'll become passive aggressive. You'll be very avoidant. You'll be succumbing to this silent martyrdom that people don't really know you're going through, because you insist on showing up, like, you know, with a smile on, when that's not how you're really feeling. And that South Node in the 12th house is no joke. Like, for one, because the 12th house is the hidden house. It's the house of Pisces, you know, and that's where you literally just had an eclipse too. So let's see what else. This could also be you like not wanting to cause confrontation. That's the 12th house as well. Not wanting to confront your daily life. And so you just kind of, I'm going to just slide in the shadows. I'm going to just go where I'm comfortable. You have Artemis with brave spirit. After I literally just said this is about going bravely into that 6th house. If the patterns, if your routines and things need to change, this is telling you it's time to show up. We got to show up and tweak it. We got to show up and make it fit you, not the other way around. Because right now with the South Node, there's like you're fitting everyone else's way that they like to do things. And then you're being silent about it. You're just biting your tongue. And these are health houses for you. So there's that. Very literal health houses. 11-11 when I just said that. Friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Okay? And some of you have been overextending in the friendship space. I'm going to say that because I'm going to predict that because once the nodes switch, hold on, let me make sure we're still live. Once the nodes switch, they're going to go, so what is that, next year? The node, South Node is going to be in your 11th house of friendships, networks. I guarantee you that's probably where you've been overextending. To fit a standard, to fit a certain vision of how people perceive you or how you're supposed to show up for the group, for something bigger than you. Well, guess what? When the nodes switch, the North Node is then going to be in your 5th house of self, of selfish, of me, my joy, my expression. I'm telling you. Okay? I'm in that one right now. And Scorpio, we're about to talk about that. Okay? But listen, all right, Libra, because this is really important for you, especially because this is on a health axis. All right? And I know, man, the South Node and the 12th house, I'm wrapping y'all up, but I'm just chatting now. But the South Node and the 12th house can be draining, bro. Like, oh my God, I don't want to fucking show up tomorrow. Like, I just want to stay in the back. I went through it. I feel you, Libra. You got to show up in that 6th house. All right? That's what I have for you. Scorps. I just found this playlist. I've been finding some good playlists, and I love that I am rediscovering music again. For a long time. Like, I want to say like shit, like 5 years or so, I was not listening to any like new music. I was just stuck on old music because I hated like the music scene. But I've been finding a lot of good music that I've been connecting with lately. Okay, Scorps. Yes. All right. So y'all have the South Node in your 11th house now. Okay. That's groups, the networks, friends, all of that. And the North Node in your 5th house of you, self-expression, the house of Leo, the heart to your passions. You guys have really overextended yourself in friendships. We have groups, networks, the internet, if you have like platforms and things like that, even your dreams, you know, your dreams for yourself, your visions for your future that were not yours to even carry, you know. Scorpio, you really have to stop giving your fire away to people who will not lift a finger. Okay? They would just sit there like this. Okay? You know, so the overgiving, excuse me, the friendships that are draining and you just show up out of obligation or you feel indebted to, this is, like I said, carrying other people's dreams and trajectories for their lives. This is being burnt out in community space and losing yourself to other people. Because essentially, if you're leaning into the South Node in the 11th house, then you're not leaning into the 5th house, which is self and your desires and your Scorpio. We cannot give a fuck right now what people think. Hey, Eric, thank you. We cannot care. Okay? Hi. I'm telling you. Look, I look ahead, okay? Jupiter is going to go into your 10th house of Leo. Expansion is coming. Focus now on honing your joy, your creativity. You have got to love what you're doing. Forget who cares right now. Forget if people clap. Forget if people like it. Forget if you get good feedback. Do not worry about that. The questions you need to be asking yourself, I'm attracted by your hand gestures. The questions you need to be asking yourself: do you enjoy the things that you're pouring yourself into? Do you enjoy your creations? Are you living it up in life? Are you just enjoying your everyday life? That is what is going to bring, because how it's going to happen is, like, you may have thought it was out there in the group and, oh, the people and connecting. You're going to get a niche, okay? And it's going to be soul tribe vibes. And it's people who are truly connected to you because you were not afraid to let that authenticity, fifth house, house of Leo, you were not afraid to let that shine, to embody that. No matter how quirky, no matter how it may have put you on an island of your own, you still did it. And that is going to attract your tribe. That's going to attract your niche. Okay? Now, let's get your oracles. Because I really been feeling that for Scorpio, you know? Listen, you have Amaterasu with no more hiding. Come on. And this is that. This is not hiding within the 11th house, the groups and things. You are supposed to be standing out. The house of Leo. Okay? And you stand out not by trying, like, oh yeah, I'm going to try to be the star. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. No, that's what we've been doing with the Virgo 11th house stuff. That's not it. That's not us. We just have to melt into our authenticity. Who are we really? What do you really like? You know? Okay, Eric, you went for the reading or you went for the nails and the hand gestures, buddy? Okay. Thank you very much, sir. All right. You have regret. What is it? I know that I cannot change the past. Love that. I know that I cannot change the past. Exactly. So it's only about us moving forward and pure authenticity. That's it. And I think a lot of Scorpios are realizing, you know, that was never the way. That's not us. You know, that's not, you know, and fully getting hold on one second, y'all, because see, this is the type of shit I don't have time for. Like, good God almighty, dog. Like, people, good Lord, I just don't. This is what I'm talking about, Scorpio. Like, just be authentic to yourself. Just be authentic to yourself and have no shame about that. Okay? And let's move forward. Thank you all who come in and just understand that respect is such a bare minimum. Respect is such a bare minimum. I just, good Lord. Okay. Couth. All right, Sag. Let me get your timestamp. Let me get an accurate timestamp. Okay. Sagittarius. Okay, South Node in the 10th house, North Node in your 4th house. You guys have been sacrificing a lot at home. Your roots, really peace, your own peace, right? Because the 4th house is not just your physical home, it's your emotional body, it's your emotional anchor. It's the most private part of your chart versus the most public part of your chart. And so there could be like this sacrificing home for this illusion of success. You know, and it's like putting whatever is in that 10th house of yours over the 4th house stuff, which these energies, these node placements want you to reverse that. The 4th house must come first. So whatever that is, it could be different for all of you, right? Like for some of you, it could strictly just be how you feel. Like you drain yourself. You ignore your intuition and your emotions to chase 10th house things for the illusion of success or status or, you know, notoriety or whatever it is, right? The 10th house brings a lot. It's the most public house. But this is like trying to show you that achievement doesn't equal security. The fourth house, the bottom of the chart, is the anchor. So you have to ground into who you are, who you authentically are, how you have to actually honor how you feel. This means you have Pisces in the fourth house. Those are deep emotions of yours. That's a deep and complex inner world that you have to honor. Okay? And it cannot be at the expense of whatever the 10th house is. Okay, right? Like I said, it can be different for many people. It can be actual jobs, just titles, a status you hold in the world and society, how people know you, you know. It could be a marriage. The 10th house is our titles. Okay, and the fourth house is how we feel. It's the home, you know. So whatever is in that fourth house needs tending to. That is the way. So whatever you're trying to achieve, you're going to do it through the fourth house while you thought you were going to do it through the 10th house is what this axis is saying. Okay, let's get your oracle cards. You have Hotep with visionary. Okay, let's get your second one. Okay, let me get the second one first. Indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. Literally, what I was talking about. Sorry, the glare from the ring light, but that's what I was talking about. Fourth house stuff. You're going to have to reverse this. I'm here to recalibrate. Because these two go together. You know, the vision I can see as being that 10th house stuff. What you want to achieve. How you want to be seen in the world. How you want to be received. But the fourth house is like, we got to get clear. Who are we? What are our limits? What are my emotional boundaries when it comes to work and what I want to chase 22 on the time? What are my yeses? What are my hell no's? You know, it's like we got to get clear about that. What are my limits? When's enough enough? When am I satisfied? It's those things that we might not be honoring, which this North Node is telling us it's a must. It's not an option anymore. You have to, in order to achieve whatever that is up there. In fact, it's like the only way right now. Okay? That's what I have for y'all, Sag. Okay. Let me go to Capricorn. Cappy, the South Node is in your 9th house. So I think a lot of y'all are stuck in the big picture and like missing details in your everyday life. You know, maybe like the big picture has become a means of escapism. You know, a lot of y'all have buried your curiosities under these like rigid rules and like philosophies of life and maybe even judgment to a certain extent. South Node in 9th house. It's like always needing to be right too with the South Node in the 9th house, and thinking that is like some like higher wisdom or something like that. What you have, you have. Okay. But that is kind of becoming like a box. It's keeping you small. Okay. And I think there is a fear of like failure, so we're not tackling like the immediate stuff in our environment, right? Third house is like your environment, it's your siblings, it's your daily commute, your daily task as well, where you transit every day. It's your mindset every day. Okay, and that could be leading you guys to have more faith, to think more optimistically, to not necessarily have such like this 10-year long intricate rigid plan that you just got to go by, and just start putting feet to the pavement is what I'm hearing. Boots on the ground. That's what I call the third house too. How could I forget that? Boots on the ground. Just getting your boots on the ground. Just getting your hands dirty. Getting the experience. Getting, you know what I'm saying? So you can culminate that wisdom there and really start to trust your own mind. Okay? That was so weird. My TV was doing like something weird because I had like music playing in the background. Okay, sorry. All right, let's get your cards. You have Bridget with You Are a Healer. And you have friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. You know what? I really feel like this is you, like I said, getting your boots on the ground and just getting more acquainted with your surroundings, with the things that you need to do on an everyday basis, which is going to, in turn, what did I say? The North Node is where we need to go, whether you believe it or not. That, in turn, is going to help the ninth house long-term plan that you have. Right? So make the calls, do the paperwork, whatever it is that you have to do the research, go visit the offices that you got to visit, go talk to the people. All right? That's what I have for you guys. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. All right, let's move to Aquarius. Aquarius. Where's this for you guys? It's in the 8th house. The South Node is in your 8th house, okay, of OPP, of the people's property, things you share with other people, where you merge deeply with another person, right? Intimacy. And this has shown like you guys trying to control that. Whether it's intimacy, whether it's other people's resources, money, and it's like trying to control it, not for the hell of it, you know, but thinking that somehow it brings you safety. Like if you can't have control over that, like then you're safe. You know, you're safe, excuse me. And that's like an illusion, right? Because life just doesn't work that way. And so this is really pushing you guys to, excuse me, stop micromanaging other people's emotions. Okay? I heard let them feel how they feel. And yeah, see, we can do that, especially in the 8th house. It can be very subtle. It can be very manipulative because it is the home of Scorpio. Okay? But really, there's a fear of true vulnerability there. Okay? That could also bring, when you have that energy in the South, excuse me, that South Node in the 8th house, it can bring a lot of transactional relationships where you feel like relationships just in your life because you do this for them, they do this for you. Boom. Okay? And transactional relationships are also jobs. You know, are also jobs. I remember the short I just did for you guys, and the main point was like, it's time to start building your own resources. And that's the North Node in the 2nd house, like really changing your relationship with money. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, not like 5 cards. Wow. You have Mary Magdalene with sacred marriage. I say wow because this is a house of merging. You and another person's resources. Like the 8th house is other people's resources. Okay. But this card in itself, the Mary Magdalene card, is about a sacred marriage with oneself. It's about you being your quote-unquote twin flame. Y'all know I don't use the words, but that's what it's about. And that's really what twin flame is, you know? I'm hearing a fractured part of yourself. It has to relate to money or worth, because the 2nd house is worth. This is about building your self-worth through your resources. And it's not about how fancy the resources are, how much of the resources, or how they make it look. It's about building true worth from that, true intrinsic value from that 2nd house stuff. Okay. You got 2 cards. One fell. First one is forgiveness. I can acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Oh, and failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. You know, there could also, I take that almost as like you feeling that about yourself to a certain extent. I'm not saying you failed. That could just be your perception of how something went or didn't go your way. That's a lot of what the South Node in Virgo is. So we're all dealing with that to a certain extent. You're not alone if that is you. But also, again, this could be projection too. You know, because there's this frustration of how things went when it comes to resources, because we're talking specifically about that because of this axis. We could be projecting it onto other people or onto another person, and we're trying to micromanage every little thing so that it never happens again. So we constantly feel safe. We don't feel like the rugs can be pulled from underneath our feet. Okay, and the way to do that, the way to get out of that, is to lean into the North Node, building your own resources. It ain't gotta be fancy. Ain't nobody talking about that. It ain't gotta be fancy. They ain't gotta be. It's about trusting yourself enough to build your own resources, and that building your value. What that means is you're gonna have to enact some deep trust and letting go of that 8th house stuff. The things you share with other people, could be accounts, could be like very literal stuff like that. To really take a leap of faith and trust yourself. That's why I said a lot of this energy is not about drilling it and constantly talking about it. Is you is or is you ain't. We talk about faith, we talk about trust. Now's the time. Now's the time. Okay, let's get to Pisces. And that's just how I've been feeling lately. You know, it's only so many ways you could say it. Either you're gonna have faith or you're not. Period. Pisces. That's for everybody. It's a broad message. It ain't just for Aquarius. Pisces. You guys have been clinging to your relationships out of fear. You have the South Node in your 7th house of one-on-one relationships. You've been clinging to these out of fear, out of feeling like you have some duties to these people, out of trying to feel useful, you know, because you could be addicted to feeling useful. This is like, you have to stop pretending like you need to fix everybody else in order for you to feel worthy, in order for you to feel like you're worth something, like you're doing something. Okay, because your worth is not in that, right? You're like, your worth is so much more than just fixing people. Okay, and you have to understand too, like the right people are not going to drain you. Okay, the right people are not going to drain you. Like they see you. So a lot of this stuff can manifest itself as codependent relationships, you know, where 2 people can't stand like on their own, in a very unhealthy way. This is manifesting itself as a lot of over responsibility. You taking responsibility for things you just don't need to. And some of you might know that and still do it in an effort, maybe even subconsciously, to feel useful. I'm hearing somebody like, well, if I let go of them, then like, who will I have? The North Node is in Pisces. I don't know. You might not know. But you feel that is draining and that something else is pulling you a different way. That's the energy we're in. I think we have to stop, and this is why I know we have to stop needing everything to make sense and needing people to tell you what's exactly gonna happen and predictions and all this stuff. Like, this is part of the work. This is part of the magic. Either you're gonna have faith and you're gonna leap into something that is bigger than you, that you don't have to have all figured out right now, or you're gonna stay stuck and drained. And this is real as that. Okay? So yeah, this is going, I'm not saying it's not going to trigger our fears wherever the South Node is. It's going to trigger our fears. And for you, Pisces, that could be fear of being alone, you know, with the South Node there. But you have to trust. Like, if y'all truly believe in something bigger than yourself, then you know that whatever is pulling you towards is going to be better than what is taking you from or taking from you. But that's what I be talking about. Especially when it comes to like astrology and spirituality and tarot and stuff. It's like people want to talk about it. People want to talk about it, and it feels so good to be in fantasy and hearing all the stories and, oh, next week it's going to happen for you. But this is the work. This is the work. And then people say they don't see change. Ay, okay. You have Bridget with You Are a Healer. This is the work. It was cutesy and all of that to fantasize about it, and you know, but now it's like we're in a different vibe. We're in a different timeline. It's time to embody spirituality, not just theorize about it. It's like we're spiritual beings. Let's live it. And that's a lot of what this eclipse is like. We're spiritual beings. Let's live it. Okay, and you have Envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Do you see this? Bridget, You Are a Healer, and then the Envy card. A lot of you, I'm telling you, wherever the South Node is, where you keep pressing into it, when you know you're supposed to be going the opposite way, it's gonna breed resentment. And that's what this feels like. Like you have crowned yourself, oh, this is just me. I'm the healer in my friend group. Everybody comes to me when, you know, and listen, I've done that too. I've done that even, I don't even know how recent, but I've been in that as well. But that is called martyrdom. Okay? And yes, nobody's saying you're not a healer. I truly believe that you are. Pisces rising, hell yeah. But heal on your terms. Not everybody is, I'm sorry, deserving of it. I've learned that. And those who are, they will cross your path in such a way that you'll know. And you'll know when to stop giving if you pay attention. So you won't be lonely, Pisces. It might take some time, but the right people have to calibrate to you. I hope you guys can trust in that, okay? That's what I have for you. Let me go to Aries. All of that wasn't for you, Pisces. I know I like ranted a little bit. It's hard when you're live. You know it's hard out here for one meal. I'm sorry. I gotta sing the songs that come through. Aries. You guys have really been exhausting yourself trying to prove your value through your work, through controlling everything and doing everything right. And it's like you're tying your worth, your self-worth, to how much you can grind yourself. And I think we can all relate to that. I think the South Node in Virgo is all of us, you know, because a lot of it is what was programmed and what they told us to do. And they said, this is the right way. Go to school, get a degree, go da. You know, I'm just picking a path, but you know what I mean. Okay, and it feels like you have over-identified with that. And with the North Node being in your 12th house, it's the natural house of Pisces. It's the house of sleep, rest, spiritual medicine, your mental health, the past, where things go to die, evolve. And, but this is where the head of the dragon is for you. So when I think about that, it's like you are kind of thirsting for a deeper spirituality, a deeper spiritual connection to yourself and then to life, right? Because you had the North Node, I'm just thinking back too, right? You had the North Node in Aries for some time. That was your first house. It should have been all about you. Everything I just said to Pisces, this should have been you. Okay, that was like, what, a year and a half ago, year or so ago? Because the nodes just switched this year. So everything I just said to Pisces, Aries, that should have been you when the North Node was in Aries. But now it's in your 12th house. And this is about really deepening your spirituality. This is about understanding that rest is your medicine, not your reward. And see, you got it backwards because the South Node is in your 6th house. So you might still be trying to grind it out. 6th house, this is what I've always done. I know how to do this. But what you don't know how to do, and so you won't trust it, is rest, is relax, is trust in something way bigger than yourself. Because with it naturally being the house of Pisces for you, oh, it's some very spiritual vibes there. And you could be very afraid to lean on that and trust in that because Pisces is not tangible. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Virgo is like mutable earth. We can feel it. We can ground in it. It's service to others. Pisces takes us out of that. Gotta understand, like you're done proving yourself. There might be more solitude, yes. And if you're not honoring yourself, a lot more burnout. Excuse me. You have divine masculine. That would be the energy that I'm talking about in the 6th house. Like feeling like, you know, just pushing. I'm here pushing this agenda. Just like a mindset. Because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the mind. So you think you got to be a certain way. You think, and that Pisces in your 12th house is trying to help you release that. And the 12th house is also the subconscious mind. So there's a lot of subconscious programming that you're also having to delve into. North Node is in your 12th house. Get in there. You really need to watch for overworking too. You are not a Libra. This is your health axis. Okay, 6th house and 12th house. Please watch your overworking. You have patience. This is why you do it. This is why you do it, Aries. Listen, patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. You want it now. You're like, why the hell hasn't it happened? Okay, so let me just make another plan and get to work earlier and do this. This is all of us, okay? It's just that for you, it's in your 6th house. So you've been curating these plans. It's not happening. It's not working because you insist on ignoring that 12th house. For some of you, it's as simple as go to sleep. Get your rest. Take care of your mental health. Go talk to the therapist. Whatever it is. The only way that we're going to get whatever that is, that we're trying to, you know, get there in that whatever house, is to go towards the North Node. Even if it doesn't, it's not going to make sense. It's in Pisces. Pisces don't make sense. Okay? Piscean energy. Okay? So, you're really being called into the unknown. Like you're really being called to trust something so far beyond yourself. It's slowing you down and you probably don't like it. So lean into it so that you can actually work with it. And I think you'll start to like it. And I think you'll start to see that it's working for you. It's not trying to slow you down and not make you reach your goals. It's probably got an easier way for you in the 12th house. That's all I'm saying. All right, that's what I have for you, Aries. Let's go to Taurus. Taurus, okay. You guys, this is what your, oh my gosh, the South Node is in your 5th house, okay. It's your art, right? Your joy is love, because the 5th house is romance, like, you know, playful, dating, romance. But you've been holding yourself captive probably to other people's standards, you know, and I think, okay, let me kind of reframe that a little bit. Holding yourself captive, but the North Node, let me just say, the North Node is in your 11th house, okay? There is growth or something for you in certain friendships, connections, networks, or bigger visions for yourself. The South Node being in the 5th house can be about really adjusting your long-term vision to really stop chasing quick wins and instant gratification, or, you know, it can be about maturing your vision into something greater, into something bigger, into something that has a bigger spiritual nature, a deeper purpose for you that connects you more to your spirit. But it's through other people for you guys. It's through networks, the right communities and places. This South Node in the 5th house, the 5th house is also friends too. But it could be more so that you are having to let go of certain friends that maybe don't align to that bigger vision or your more long-term vision. I think a lot of the South Node in the 5th house is maturing, so to speak, refining your vision, involving yourself in things, like I said, that are bigger than you, or again, refining your vision to fit what you want long term, what you really want in your future. Okay. Let me see. You have Kuan Yin with kindness and nurturing. Okay. What else? I think some of you could have been trying to do something yourself also in the 5th house. I think just have compassion for yourself. Balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Yeah, I feel like you guys are also going to be inviting other people in, or making yourself a part of other communities. And people who can, communities, networks, and visions that can really drive your vision forward, that can really help you grow, and also help you plug into a sense of like community, you know, of like-minded people, like-spirited people. All right. But you're probably going to have to get out of like old habits, old routines. The 5th house is also like childhood and like things we used to do when we were younger, you know. And you're also going to have to stop hiding your creativity. South Node in the 5th house, you could be like blocking certain creative avenues that you have that you think are like weird or they don't fit into society. That's exactly what's going to get you into those the right networks and right connections, and align you with the right visions for your long-term plan. All right, that's what I have for you guys. Let's go to Gemini. Gemini. You guys have the South Node in your 4th house. Your family, your routines, your inherited beliefs have really been suffocating you. What you feel like you're supposed to do, because it's what the family did, it's how it's always been done. This is like you have to stop carrying other people's baggage like it's yours. Like it's a lot of emotional baggage, and it's a lot of family baggage with the South Node in the 4th house. A lot of karmic storylines that could pass through generations as well. Okay, because your North Node is in the 10th house. There's something more in your career, your purpose, what you're meant to do out there in the world. Okay, but some of y'all have guilt when it comes to that, because that South Node in the 4th house. You feel like, oh, but I gotta do this, and oh, the family this, and you know, it's a lot of overthinking. You suppress your freedom, you know, and your insatiable like desire to get out there in the world, to like make a name for yourself, to, and it's not in a selfish nature. Like you see how I just like organically lit up. It's like, no, it's not that. It's you do. There's this zest for life. I see like a twinkle in somebody's eye. Like it's pure. It's pure. But you shut it down. South Node in the 4th house. Oh, I couldn't. My family has always been this. We don't do that, you know. This is pressing on that. This is pressing on that. Okay, let's see what your oracles say. Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Wait, I don't know if you hear. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Epona with earth magic. Yeah, and you know what? It's crazy because Epona was like a keeper of like, I don't know, I'm getting Nordic. I don't think it's Nordic. It's like Celtic, I think, is her background. But I know she was like a protector of a community, or like women themselves. So I think that this is telling you, you know, you have to trust that inner voice that's guiding you possibly away from that. Okay? It's guiding you to trust, that is pulling you out there towards something that you deeply desire. You won't allow yourself to have because of that fourth node stuff. Excuse me, fourth node, fourth house self node stuff. But if you start leaning into that 10th house, whatever you think your purpose is, getting out there, making a name for yourself, that in turn is going to help the fourth house stuff. That's going to break those chains down there. It's going to free everybody. But right now, you might not be able to be there for everybody like that. You know, okay, I'm not talking about little kids and stuff, you know. You might not be able to be there for everybody like that. You got to go out there. There's something out there for you to do. And whatever you're doing out there, that's gonna help the bloodline. That's what I have for y'all. Okay, Cancerians. Hold on, let me grab this. Okay. All right, Cancerians. Let me get your timestamp. Got. Okay, y'all. So, you guys have the South Node in your third house. So it's the opposite of Capricorn, where you have been overanalyzing every word. I'm hearing that Sade song. Every word you say, every word you say. Okay, that's my favorite artist. Okay, anyways. You've been overanalyzing every word, all your interactions, all your choices out of fear of being wrong, right? There's this silence and doubt that you guys have kept yourself stuck in. And this is like, this North Node in the 9th house is telling you to speak, act, go ahead and mess up, make mistakes, live your life. Hold on. So yeah, Cancerians, it's telling you to live your life, you know? Another thing I will say is like you are supposed to be leaning into the bigger picture, into deepening your faith or broadening your faith and your philosophy on life, not relying on like outdated, oh, well, this is what I've always been told, or this is what mom and dad said, or this is what my siblings taught me, right? Third house, South Node in third house. This is what I learned when I was younger. You know, some of you is literally trying to expand you out of your community, out of what is familiar. 9th house is foreign shores, territories, connecting with people from different cultures, taking courses to expand your perspective and your mind. Okay, and the more that you do that, you change whatever the third house is, not by doing the third house stuff. That's where the South Node is. We're done with that. You're evolved. You know how to do that already. You have to trust in the unknown of your 9th house. Lean into that. All right, let me get your cards. Every word you say. I can't get on my head now. Okay, you have acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. I'm hearing broadening your horizons. Broadening your horizons. Some of you are questioning religious things. With this, the 9th house is expansive. You know, it's the house of Sagittarius, okay? So some of you are like really exploring new philosophies on life. And look at who's out here. Merlin with cosmic knowledge. Merlin with cosmic knowledge. I feel like you guys have had this deep pull, this desire that's been pulling you into being more open-minded, into gaining new perspective, fresh perspective, more cultured perspective on life, on your journey, on spirituality. And as I'm in the energy, I feel like you guys have been enjoying that, but I also feel like there's a part of yourself, South Node in the third house, that there's this guilt. There's this, like, you know, should I believe in this? Should I do this? Is this? That's the South Node. And that's just because we're comfortable in it. But don't let that stop you. Do not let that stop you. This is your ticket. You could just say, okay, I'm doing this because the North Node is in my ninth house. Like, just use that as your excuse. I'm exploring. I'm traveling to this country. I'm connecting with these people from this area, you know? So explore, question everything. That's what I say with the North Node in the ninth house. Question everything. Everything that's been regurgitated to you and that you just took on as fact. It could be true, but question it. If you got a question, question it. Lean into it. All right, that's what I have for you guys. Leo, last one. Leo. For you guys, this is in your second house. So you guys have been kind of clinging to money. You've been clinging to like security and possessions, and control. That can be your second house too. And making those things your identity, making them somehow connected to your worth because of the second house placement. Second house is our worth. And second house is a lot of material stuff, right? So there's like this material safety loosely because it's not. And it does not fix your fear of like being seen. So I think you guys have this fear of being seen for who you truly are, because the North Node is in your 8th house. It's supposed to be messy, deep, complicated, complex, can't figure it out. Yeah, that's what we want from you. That's what the world wants from you. Intimate, vulnerable, trusting people with your messiness. That's 8th house stuff. And I'm going to use my hands. I had a rude, I don't know, person here talking about my hand gestures. Like, okay, people's audacity. I'm sorry, Leo. But, you know what? It goes with your reading, though. Like, you know, just allowing yourself to just show up as you are. Who gives a fuck? Like, let yourself be seen. Let yourself be seen. And the right eyes, the right energies will land on you, will connect with you. Okay? But this is kind of telling you guys, like, it's time. You got to let that go. That second house stuff, the clinging to possessions, clinging to material stuff to prop you up and make you, you know, be seen the way you want to be seen. That's leaving. The South Node is there. You are to lean into the 8th house. This might actually make you merge with people more, where you're not able to use your material world to prop yourself up. Yes, that could include loss for some people. Not to punish you. It's to show you that your worth never came from that. It's to show you that that was never safe in the way that you thought. And to show you what real safety is in that 8th house. You have indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life, excuse me. North Node is that in the 8th house. Your 8th house is Pisces. It's originally ruled by Scorpio, the 8th house. And yours is Pisces. It's very deep. It's like your materials, your physical possessions won't help you necessarily. Trust will. Deep intimacy. Merging resources, perhaps. Sharing things. Emotions, actual things. That's going to help. That's where growth is. Here another one. I'm hearing that. Into the unknown. Just like the 12th house. Literally, you have Rhiannon with inner strength. The 8th house is literally that. It's like you don't know how strong you are until you have to know how strong you are. And knowing that, and this is not, like, I don't think there's anything bad or anything. I feel like this is just reversing and recalibrating what you thought strength came from, where you thought power came from. It was never in the things or how nice things look or fancy that they were. It was all just decoration. Like, it was never in that. It's all in your depth. Hold on one second. So yeah, that is what I have for you guys. I hope that this helps you all. And yeah, and I really just wanted to do it because this is something I've been sitting with, and I've really been enjoying sitting with this, and that's something that I'm holding myself to task with. I'm not coming on here, I'm not doing anything for anyone else, not reading for anyone, anything, if my heart is not in it, if I don't enjoy it first. And that's something. So I'm a Scorpio rising. So Scorpio rising, ask yourself, you know, that's why I told y'all, make sure you do it for you first. You feel me? Make sure you do it for your inner child first. And that part of yourself will land with those that it is supposed to land with. All right. So yeah, I do hope that it's helpful though for those of you who do resonate with it. And that's it. That's all. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.